What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Church Takes. We back at y'all with another one. Today they put out the JBP. They put out episode 749, the return of the Rockports. The Rockports were the shoes that Mel had on when she went up on stage with Lucky Day. She keeps on wearing those shoes. They can't stand those shoes, and they keep on getting on her for it. So it's the return of the Rockports, episode 749 of the Joe Budden podcast. First take is the best part of this pod happened during the sleeper segment. So if you're one of those casual watchers that don't get to watch the whole episode, I feel like he's putting the best of the episode at the end just to get all of the non-committed watchers up out of here. So salute to Joe. Shout out to him for doing that. Brandon Jennings. Next take is Brandon Jennings being up there is hilarious. Joe is so petty, it's not even funny. If you know, you know. Subscribe to the Patreon, and then you'll be able to see for yourself what I'm talking about. But just the fact that, or if you know the backstory, then I guess you should. I would say that then you would know why Brandon Jennings being up there is just hilarious. Yeah, Joe is petty. I see it. But I'm here for the content, so hey, keep on doing what you're doing, fam. Flip saying Mel likes anyone with money was mad hate. That was nasty work. Um, I was now listen. I was at the park for the most part, for the first hour and a half of the pod, and then once we got back, my daughter and I we started to prepare, or yeah, well, we started to prepare dinner, and it's a good thing that this pod was about 3 hours and 27 minutes, so I can get my takes in. I'm not going to give you the takes from the quote unquote first. I'm not going to call it boring, but the regular pod stuff. I'm not going to go through that first hour and a half because it was cool and there were some points in it. But why don't you go and get the Patreon so you can see it for yourself? You don't have to get the highest tier. You could get a low tier Patreon and go handle your business and see it for yourself. But basically, where it started to get good is Michael Jordan's son doing coke in Europe somewhere was hilarious. I seen it on my feed, but the way that they followed the story, that was hilarious. Moving on, Joe loves Mel low key. He always is looking out for her. He wants her to live her best life. He gets offended that she doesn't, invite him out to parties even when everybody else got the invitation. Shout out to them. That's a friendship that I would say that I think Mel's kind of taking advantage of it. But that's neither here or there. We'll just save that for another day. But Joe sees it as well. He feels it. But again, whatever. Next take. Flip likes Mel. Yeah, Flip likes Mel was hating on the fact that she was on stage with the R&B singer Lucky Day. He was big mad. I mean, he treats Mel like anytime Mel tries to get any type of play, he's always up there like, nah, 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 it's not going down. Like he's like the front fence for Mel. And it's like, I guess that's cool. That's the role he wants to play, but she's grown for her back. Like that's and Flip, you my dude. So I don't know, but sometimes maybe the narrative needs to change up. Maybe you just being her protector, maybe that narrative needs to change up. Mel can fully handle herself, in my opinion. Anyway, moving on. The next take, the eater comment was hilarious, and I pronounced the T because yeah, eater, eater. 5 minutes. If you know, you know. For all of y'all out there. Anyways, 5 minutes. I'm cool with it. Again, go subscribe to the Patreon so y'all know what I'm talking about. But the eater comment on the pod and off of the pod was. I think the eater comment off of the pod was even crazier. If you know, you know. If you were there, you were there. But oh my lord, sheesh. Amadi had brought something up that had happened on a pod, and then yo, that was too funny. Anyways, next take pre-production on the JBP must have narratives that are pushed. Some are real, some aren't. I think Flip alluded to that in the past, where he really wants the pre-production to go up. Um, yeah, I don't pay for the highest tier, and I don't see myself paying for the highest tier anytime soon. Maybe, but I don't see myself paying for the highest tier anytime soon to get all of the production out of them. I've been at my tier for ever, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna stay there, but I don't know if I'm trying to spend more a month on the pod when my YouTube subscription is less than $20. My YouTube Premium is less than $20. My Netflix is less than $20. Yeah, I don't know about all of that, but with all due respect, you gotta shoot your shot, and you gotta see where you fall. You gotta see where you land. So shout out to Joe for pushing the envelope. Moving forward, next take. Flip's take on Travis Scott pushing a kid's hand after someone asked why he was arrested. That was hilarious. I mean, I don't even think he was listening at that point. Somebody asked, "Yo, what happened with Travis Scott getting arrested in Paris?" And he was like, "Yeah, I seen a video of somebody pushing his hand, pushing a kid's hand." And I was like, "Did he really try to get that off just now, or does he not know the question that was just asked?" I don't know. Flip is man of his own. He got a mind of his own. But that was just hilarious. And that take was completely off. Shout out to the pod and the crew for creating content as usual. Flip, I don't want to give you too much hate because I see you out here moving. I see you with Kai. Keep on doing your moves. Keep on making your rounds. And the only way up is up. One step in front of the other. Well, that's not true. Sometimes you go down, but when you go down, you go three steps up. So just keep on pushing, man. Keep on doing what you do. Um, Next take is they talking a bunch of BS right now. Keep in mind they get to that point for me, usually around an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But again, I was outside, so this had been maybe I want to say like 2 hours and 20 minutes into the pod, 2 hours into the pod, somewhere around there. I was like, yeah, they're starting to talk a lot of BS. Usually I go get my coffee at that point, but this is the weekend, so it was a later day than usual. I don't like the fact that Joe picks and chooses his battles and holds it like he doesn't hold his real opinion on some particular things, but some things he don't care or he don't give a f. You know what I'm saying? Like Lauren Hill being late, that's whack as hell. And then for her to come out there and say, "Oh, y'all should be lucky that I'm in, gracing you guys with my presence," that was some real Kanye stuff to say. Now, yeah, and Joe didn't want to say anything. He was like, I can't say anything bad about the Fugees or Lauren Hill, and I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to find myself to say anything. I was like, yo, Joe, man, you get off your high horse, fam. Like, just because they're your friends don't mean that you can't. But you know what? You do what you want, man. It is what it is. Shout out to Ice for being right on how on how the Fugees concert was going to be canceled. Ice called it from the beginning. He said, "Yeah, that show ain't happening." He's seen the writing on the wall. I mean, he knows what. Yeah, come on. You just got to be respectful to your fans. You can't treat your fans crazy. Why aren't the women basketball Olympics being talked about? Can anybody answer me that question? I think they won gold today. Nobody knows. Now, Noah Lyles talking all that buffoonery and oh man, the way he was jumping around, like he had already won the race before the race even started, to literally get wheeled off after he lost. Well, he didn't lose. I think he came in third, right? I think he came in third, so he still got a medal, right? It's not necessarily a loss. I mean, you came in third, you got a medal, but you didn't come in first. But you were the favorite, fam. You ran around, you created this whole performance before the race even started. And then after the race was over, since you came in third, you were laying on the floor and you had to get wheeled off. And you had COVID. And then 2 days later, you don't got no more COVID. It's cat. Stop the cap. All right. And yo, the whole basketball team, oh man, I don't know if y'all know, but Noah Lau says something about the USA basketball team and the whole nine, man. It's just like, yeah, man, that was wild. Anyway, in boxing and women boxing, the woman who was calling everybody a man won the gold. I don't know if anybody knows that or if anybody's been paying attention to that. But yeah, that woman who everybody was calling a man, she won the gold. Shout out to Gabby Thomas. Shout out to Shakari. Shout out to the other participants in the 4x1. Listen, man, I love me a track girl. Shout out to all of the participants. Um, how is breakdancing an Olympic sport and when did that happen? And you only got like they had they I don't know what country it was, but they had the slowest breakdancer I've ever seen in my life, and it was actually an embarrassment to the art of breakdancing. The fact that that country sent this guy as their representative up there, y'all got to go see that. That was wild. Anyway, where are we at with this? The volleyball girls, of course, they're a big hit. So are their bodies, no pun intended, or all pun intended. Joe saying Mel is from the 90s. She ain't messing with it at all. Like, she doesn't like the narrative that he keeps on saying that she's from the 90s, and he kept on saying that she was from the 90s. And she don't like it. She kind of stood on her square and made it known, like, no, this is my legacy, and I'm gonna be from the 2000s, and that's how it's gonna be. So that was pretty funny. Um, him saying that they are off on the 16th slash the 17th for us was dope because he threw it in late in the pod. So if you didn't watch it to the end, you're not gonna know that. I was hoping, wow, Mel, I was hoping that he would take care of my cat was hilarious. So the very last line, they're about to wrap it up. They're about to close out. And Mel and Joe was talking about the cat lady is going to be back and this, that, and the third. And then Mel goes, I was hoping he could take care of my cat. I was like, wow, it's aggressive Mel. Anyway, the sleepers for today was, and excuse me if I pronounce any of these names wrong. I don't know these artists like that. But the first one Joe played was Major Maya X's, a song named X's. Ice played Polo G featuring Glorilla, a song called Bad Kids. Parked played Benny the Butcher featuring Lindsay Nix, a song called Higher. Ish played Kenyon Dixon, a song called Brand New. Melissa played Xavier Omar and LA, and the song was called Love for You. And Imani got on the sleepers and played a song called um well, it was from DVSN, and then the song is called Angela. Excuse me if I chopped that up. If I didn't chop it up, then that's even better. Let's go ahead and give a special shout out to the sponsor, Manhattan Gray. Go ahead and head over to manhattangray.com. Go ahead and get yourself a nice hair care package. They have the hydration oil, they have the moisture pomade, and basically it will keep your hair smooth, it'll keep your hair hydrated, and it'll keep your hair shiny. Most importantly, it's a black owned business, and you'll get about 20% off if you go to the website or if you click the link in my channel description. So again, shout out to you guys for listening. Shout out to the podcast for creating the content, and shout out to your boy Church Takes. That is it, that is all. Just do me one favor, guys, a couple. Like, comment, maybe subscribe, and remember that the best takes is your boy Church Takes. We out.